Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Table Talk on the Inside Scoop right here at 185 North Main Street. And Barry, I was beginning to wonder if we were going to make it here or not. If of all days to have the computer be a pain in your ass on a Monday, of all, why not, right?
It's Tuesday, but
Well,
your update was
my
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my Monday for here, but it is Tuesday.
Yeah.
And a good Tuesday it's going to be because we've got a lot going on. We have a fresh new start on City Council tonight. Your seat had been solidified after the caucus. It just, you rolled right through unopposed, and that was solidified easily last week. And then two new members, Don Ruthier, he was sworn in yesterday, and Beth Hillgartner.
Yeah.
So it should be a good night and lots to talk about tonight.
I got re-sworn in yesterday too.
You did?
Yeah.
So you did have to do it again?
Yeah.
Even though?
Even though I was already in from the caucus, but the term ended. So, yeah, I had to be sworn in again.
So you had to go raise your right hand.
It's the most swearing I've done in a long time.
Yeah, I guess so. They just want to make sure that you're really know what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that you're not, just thinking it would be a good idea. Yeah. So a lot happening. We know that they're going to talk tonight about city ordinances.
Yes.
And but a community ordinance that is hopefully going to curb some of the issues that we're having with people doing not so nice things in the city and around the city.
And we're not, I know there's people out there that are saying we're singling out homeless people. We're not singling out homeless people. We're just trying to curb some of the activities that have been going on Main Street and in the park.
Right, because no one knows who is doing
Right.
all of the things that are happening. It could be teenagers, it could be anybody. It's not necessarily just the homeless population.
I mean, we saw some things in the last few weeks. People defecating in the park. There's been an uptick in the panhandling again. It's getting to the point where it's out of control, and we need something.
Well, and just last week we know that, let's see, there was a couple of businesses broken into. One on South Main Street, the old like thrift shop, pawn shop was broken into. Stone's service station, they broke in there and stole tools, stole items, and a car that was parked out there in their lot, one of their customers' vehicles. And then Barry Housing Authority, their main office was broken into. We know that the window at the concession stand at the Bond Field was broken.
That really pissed me off.
Yeah, and Portland Glass graciously came right up, repaired it, and they were going to fix it completely. And then last night, or the night before last, it was completely smashed, and they stole all of the concessions from it. And so I do know that there has been an offer to buy cameras for up there.
Good.
I know that that has happened, and Mark Kuchar has said maybe there should be some sort of steel door or wooden door that folds
Well-
down over the glass and padlocks. And, so maybe we could find some volunteers to do that, build that, DMS, or even maybe somebody over at the Career Center.
The folks at DMS are really good about helping out with stuff like that.
Yeah,
I know
for sure.
Charlie pretty good. When I was working for the city, he's on the Civic Center or Buildings and Grounds Committee, whatever they call it now. And he's always willing to help out with something.
Yep. And it's amazing to see. I mean, as much as we have people doing these things in the community really steps up and rallies when it
Yes.
comes to this kind of stuff. I know that I, as well as a few other people, called Portland Glass right away, said, we'll donate to help pay for the fixes in the window. And they said, nope, we've got it. We're taking care of it. I believe it's Dave is the guy that's down
Pugsley.
there. Pugsley,
Yes,
that's what you call him?
yeah.
Well, he was like, no, I'm taking care of it.
Yeah, Dave's a good man.
Great people.
Yeah.
And it's just, we do rally together, but we can only rally so much and so many times before you get angry. It's not about that you don't want to give anymore. You just get frustrated and angry about, okay, how much more of this are we going to tolerate before somebody steps in and takes over, and so that we're not constantly repairing these things
Yeah.
and paying for these repairs.
Bad enough that they hit businesses, but when they start affecting programs that these
Or for
kids need,
kids,
they need that
yeah.
money to help buy uniforms, field maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
their trip to Cooperstown. That's so low on the poll. That's
And the games that are played up there, and the I'm going to say it wrong probably, but Barry City Community Baseball, is
Yep.
that, or just Barry Community
Barry
Baseball?
Community Baseball.
Everything is by donation for
Yeah.
them, and that's how they fund everything.
Yeah.
It's not that they're getting money from the city or
No.
or the schools or anything else. And so, and like you said, it's a needed program. The kids need this stuff.
They do a lot with the donations, to try to keep registration fees down and help kids, that probably couldn't afford to get registrations. It's the lowest life people that do that type of shit.
I agree. I agree.
You just want to get your hands on them. And,
Yeah, it's where and that's where I think a lot of people, that's the point that they're at, where they are so discouraged. And it's not that we want to promote violence or that we want, but it gets to a point where you're just that aggravated, where you're saying, okay, how much more are we going to take? How much are we going to just stand back? Because the more we do, the more they think it's okay, and the more they try to get away with. And that's scary too, because what's next, and how far could it get? How far would someone go? Would they just go to knocking on your door or walking up to you and asking you for money? I mean, I was at the stoplight just the other day, and someone trying to get in my car, and pulled on the door handle. My car's always locked as soon as you put it in
Yeah.
gear, the door's locked.
Yeah.
But if it hadn't, what were the intentions? Were they going to jump in my passenger seat? I don't know. But when they couldn't get my door open, they started pounding on the window, telling me to roll down my window. No, I don't think so. And I didn't put it that way by any means. I'm sure that I was not pleasant in my response to them. But, that's frightening for a lot of people. And if older people, teenagers, and myself, any adult riding around, that's startling to have somebody all of a sudden run up to your car and try to open the door.
I've seen postings before, on Facebook where that's happened to people. Like, a mother with a child in the car, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, these people don't care. They don't care if it's a mother and child, or if it's
No.
you, or it's me, or it's someone else. They just
Mm-hmm.
they don't think straight. It's
No, they don't. And right now, I know. I mean, for me, the subject is touchy. It's tough because it's no secret that my son is an addict. I'm very vocal, honest about that. I think that he's honest about that, and we know that we're struggling with that greatly in the city, and all over. Really, it's not just here, but we
no,
seem to see more of it lately, publicly. And I know that right now they're also dealing with some substances that they don't even know what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, just the article the other day from the bust in East Barry,
yeah,
that's a lot of the stuff they took out of there was a lot. That wasn't just a little bit of drugs by any means. And you know, it clearly states there's an unknown
right.
substance.
It didn't test positive for coke or fentanyl.
Fentanyl or xylazine
And
or any of those other
don't know what it is.
typical things. They don't know what it is. But what they do know is that there have been several overdose deaths in the city lately, one just yesterday. And it happens to be someone that I know, someone that, you know, my son knows. And but it's every single day we're seeing that kind of stuff happen around here. And I have to be honest, I don't see the people that I see in treatment court. I don't see the people that go to groups. Those aren't the people that I see causing the problem. Are the people causing the problem probably addicts as well as maybe homeless or suffering from mental illness? Maybe. Probably. But what is most disturbing to me is that the people that are struggling, are trying, are in treatment court, are, you know, trying to go to groups and rehab and get their lives together, they're also being affected because it's all around them. It's making it harder for them to be accepted in the community. And we were at a place at one point not so long ago, and I'm not saying that it was accepted by any means. It's not accepted. But people were starting to be a little open-minded about learning more about it and addiction and what we could maybe provide in the city or for support to help them get better and be productive members of society. Now we're at a point where no matter what, it's so, the stigma is back and back harder than it's ever been before.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because it's going to make it even tougher for some to succeed. The ones that really want to and that are really trying. All of this is just bringing such a shadow over everything.
Yeah.
I know, I go out and try to get donations of gift cards for people that are in treatment court. And I've not, in the last couple of years, it's been fairly simple to get the gift cards. And this year it's like pulling teeth. I bought most of them on my own because people just didn't want to contribute to that. They didn't even want to hear about it. They didn't want to know about the program. They didn't want to know that, you don't just give these out willy-nilly.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain amount of sobriety. You have to succeed in a step. They don't just give them to you. And the gift cards are not a lot of money. They used to be $5, but I'm the one that said, what can you buy for $5 anymore? So now we get $10 ones so that they could go to Subway or Dunkin' Donuts, or just as a, an encouragement that we see that you're trying and that you're doing really well. But those were really tough to get this time. Like I said, I bought the majority of them on my own. But that pisses me off because I feel like we came a long way, and now we're stuck again. And if not even stuck, we're way behind again as
Yeah.
far as helping those that really want it. It's going to throw a wrench into that, and it's disappointing all the way around.
Yeah.
It's sad, and I don't know what to do about it, and I don't know how to, I don't know how to go from here with any of it.
We'll see how the discussion goes tonight, but we need something. We
Yeah.
can't just sit back and let this blossom more. It's widespread. It's, and it's not just Barrie. It's Montpelier. It's all the surrounding areas. St. Johnsbury, and the common denominator is Springfield, Massachusetts.
And we do recognize it more here, obviously, and we know
Right.
why. We recognize it more because the courthouse is here,
Yeah.
and there are services here. So there are, but not a lot. I mean, we have really one solid place, which is the Turning Point Center. They have kind of a couple of different spaces throughout the city where they can meet with people, but other than that, there's no real help. And that's the disappointment too, is that, I feel like for 4 or 5 years now, we've been housing people in hotels, but we really fucked up there because that's all we did was house them.
Yeah.
We didn't, there should have been means of counseling and different things right in the hotels. If you're going to throw the money away, throw it away and fix the problem. Don't throw it away. You can put a roof over anybody's head, but that doesn't change anything.
Right.
And you can give them food all you want, but that doesn't change anything.
Right.
Food isn't going to cure addiction or mental health, and neither is a roof over someone's head. It has to be with something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really feel like, but having these accountability standards in place, saying that we're not going to tolerate that anymore, is key.
Right.
Accountability is key in anything that we do.
Because even these drug busts that they make,
Yeah.
they don't do a damn bit of good, really.
No.
They go to court, they get slapped on the wrist,
Let out.
and they're back out.
Yeah, agreed. And people from other states that are bringing drugs here, those are the people that we need to be punishing the most.
Right.
And then you really have to consider, I can almost guarantee that those, the 17-year-olds that were busted in East Barrie, they were mules.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that they were doing that all on their own.
No.
You know that they were muling it for someone else, and that fact is sad too. But they need to go home. They need to be, somehow forbidden to be here. And if they are here, then they're jailed. They're not just running around the streets. That's for sure.
I mean, they're only 17 years old, so
Right.
they're not the big time leaders. That's,
But we know they have one somewhere, and we've got to prove a point at some point in time that this isn't something we're going to tolerate here.
Right.
And unfortunately, and our police force takes a real bad rap for what the courts aren't doing.
Exactly. It's not the cops' fault. I mean, they're doing their job.
Yeah. And they're as frustrated as you and I are. They get out there, they make these busts, and it's a huge coordinated effort. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time that they've invested in making all these things happen. And then they go to court and they get released.
Yeah.
That's a kick. That's
Yeah.
a big kick, for sure.
Yeah, and there's no quick, easy answer to it.
Definitely not. And hopefully, at least tonight, the discussion can start.
Yes. Yes.
And why not try the ordinance? At least try, see where it gets us. Can't hurt anything.
Can't, no. It can't hurt. It can only get worse if it doesn't help. It's
My guess is it will be a very lively conversation, and it's going to be quite the first meeting for the two newcomers,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
It will be an eye opener.
What do they call it? Baptism by fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. Glenn said the Berry City needs more manpower. The police department
Well, they do,
does.
and
they
we know they're
absolutely do.
understaffed. Everybody knows they're understaffed.
Yeah. But as soon as it comes, it's always interesting because when it comes to budget talks, that's one of the places they look to cut funds would be from emergency services, the police department, places like that, and that should be the last place they look, is anything to do with emergency
If you look
services.
at like the city's annual report, they're the, police and fire are the two biggest budgets in there, but they have to be. That's life issues. It's
Yeah. I'm trying to read through these comments. It better not bring your progressive liberal something attitude, bitch attitude with them. I guess Glenn is not looking forward to tonight's meeting, he says. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes. And we know that just per the WCAX interview this morning that Sonia Spalding is very much against the ordinance. She thinks that it's overreach, and she states that it's overreach, and some people probably agree, and they believe that it's a targeted effort, and it's targeted toward crime, and it's targeted toward quality of life, because everyone has a right to feel safe, not just not just the people that are causing problems. They're not the ones that they're not the only ones that need to feel comfortable and safe. We need to feel safe.
Exactly.
And right now we're protecting all the wrong people here, in my opinion.
I mean, if you don't have something in place to control the activities, then, if you look back in history, people start taking law into their own hands. And that's not what we want.
No, I mean, that's the scary part of it all, is that that certainly could happen. And people talk about it. I mean, we see people talk about it on the chat pages. We know that people are saying, last night I saw on the Bond Field post, I saw somebody say it's time for some vigilante justice.
Yeah.
I know there are people that have volunteered to sit up there in their cars overnight and watch and or set up their blinds that they use for hunting and watch. And, at some point, that's the most frightening part for me, is that at some point, I feel like it's going to get to that point.
Yeah.
We're just one person who has absolutely had enough. And the unfortunate part is that's the person that's going to pay.
Exactly.
Not the person that has been being a pain in the ass
Right.
all this time. It's the person that finally says, I've had enough and I'm going to deal with this myself, and then they're going to be in trouble.
Right.
I mean, really, I feel like that we saw that happen with McGowan. In my opinion, that man had probably picked Brandon Carbo out numerous times, dealt with him numerous times, possibly even in the same day, and finally had just frickin' had enough. And he had no backup. His radio got knocked off. All these things are happening all at once, and you get like pure adrenaline, scared, nervous, pissed, the whole thing all at once. And I really feel like that's going to end up happening to one of our community members, because they just can't deal with it anymore.
And that's why we need ordinances to back that up. It's not it's not an ordinance against being homeless. It's an ordinance to keep people from
Civil.
doing. It's right. It's not. We're not out to get a certain group of people.
No.
It's to protect everybody's rights.
Right, you're out to get whoever wants to be disrespectful
Right.
to the city, the property, the people, and let them know that behavior is not acceptable here.
Right.
That's it. And hopefully, you all can make that happen.
Well, let's hope so.
At least try. At least try it. Let's try it out for a little bit and see where it goes. And we know that more than likely it'll get brought to court and somebody will say it's unconstitutional. And, we know that all of those sort of things are going to
Right.
come up, no doubt. If it doesn't, I'll be blown away. But no doubt. Yeah. For sure. We'll see. What else is going on tonight? Do you know?
Let's look at the agenda.
While you're doing that, I'll tell you, Lori Belding says, have to be very careful about unintended consequences. As an example, saying no panhandling within 50 feet of an ATM might mean having to move the coin drop to a different location. Well, the coin drop I wouldn't call panhandling, but
No.
okay. Because at its core, a coin drop is a form of panhandling, asking for money, not saying I'm against it, but has to be very well thought out with lots of what ifs taken into consideration. I don't know. I don't know about that. Coin drops are advertised, there are signs, you can stop if you want to, nobody approaches you, nobody knocks on your window, tries to open your car door.
Right.
There's buckets. If you choose to roll down your window and throw money in the bucket, you do, and if you don't, you just keep driving. Nobody yells at you, flips you off, gets in your face, none of that.
No.
So I don't know that I would ever call coin drops panhandling.
No. No.
But I guess that's one take on it. We'll see where it goes. Because quite frankly, the people that sit on the bucket down at Price Chopper, that's all they do.
Right.
They sit on the bucket with their sign. They don't bother you.
Right.
So you can choose to roll down your window or drive or drive by, either or.
Right.
But they're not knocking on your window. They're not in your face. That is not what's happening here in the city.
Right.
People are approaching you. They're approaching you at night. They're approaching you in your cars. They're approaching you in the walkthroughs and being intimidated. They sometimes yell at you and swear at you and those sorts of things.
Right.
That's what's happening, and that's what you're trying to stop.
And they
not
focus on ATMs.
right, and they do.
We know that.
focus. Yeah.
We were there one night.
Exactly, and they very much focus on ATMs.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference between that and sitting on a bucket at the grocery store with a sign or anywhere sitting with a sign. I saw somebody at Walgreens yesterday at the right at the entrance. She was just sitting on a bucket or some sort of little stool. She had a sign. She was not bothering anybody. She just sat there with
Yeah.
her sign. And you could choose. You can stop, give her money or not.
Yeah.
And that's far different.
Right.
And I'd be more apt to give her money than I would some guy that walked up to me in the middle of the street and where my purse is right there and I've got to open it to give him money and not know what else is going to get taken from me. That for me, that's a huge difference.
Yeah. And a lot of this too deals with, what's been happening in City Hall Park. It's who's going to go sit in the park now and people are dropping their drawers and defecating right on the sidewalk. I mean,
Yeah.
and you know, I know there's a portalet over by the Barry Housing Authority office. I thought there was one somewhere behind, over on Enterprise Alley or Merchants Row. Do we get more? Do we put a couple out? Yeah, but not right in the park. I
Right,
would
not in City Hall
never,
Park.
ever
No.
do that. So it's not,
And it's not just that even, the destruction of it. And,
right.
and it
The
looks like
gazebo's
hell.
been
It looks
trashed
like hell
twice.
again.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the center of our city. That's like, that is Barry City. It's City Hall Park. It would be just like having the Capitol in Montpelier graffitied, or you
Yeah.
know, that people start, you know, messing that up down there. That is the center of the city, and
Yeah.
so let's just do what we can to at least make it a welcoming space for everyone, people that come here, tourists,
Right.
everyone that comes here.
I understand where the mayor's coming from. He wants people to be able to be on Main Street, to be in the park, to feel safe. That's all we're looking for.
Yeah, and yeah, people to be able to walk up and down Main Street enjoying the statues and reading the little labels on them and
Yeah.
taking pictures, and it being a fun time, and not worrying about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, I was just talking to her last night, and she said she finally brought her grandkids down to see them because they love to come down and look at them all and take pictures with some of them. And but she said, I have to tell you, I was constantly looking around the entire time. I never relaxed and just enjoyed the time that we had down there. For the first time ever, I never just took a breath and let the kids run ahead a little bit and enjoyed taking pictures and being down there with them. Because I was on edge the whole time and looking around the whole time. So, do we know how that's going with the statues? Have they had any issue
I have not.
yet?
I haven't heard of any issues at all yet.
Yeah, so that's good news. That's great news. Because I was certainly worried
Yeah.
that there would be troubles. But I'm very happy to hear that there hasn't been. Yeah.
So with our charter change being approved, whereby we can appoint the treasurer now,
Yes.
tonight we'll appoint Cheryl Mativier as the acting treasurer for now. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We'll approve the local emergency management plan. And I think that's a yearly thing we have to submit to the state. And I know Councilor Guston will do another presentation of the flood resiliency plan.
She has done a fabulous
great
job
job
on
with that.
Put so much time,
Yeah.
effort, work into that. Very much look forward to listening to that.
Yep, that's about it for tonight.
I think that that's going to be plenty.
It's going to be a long meeting.
It is
I can
going
see
to
it
be.
coming. It's going
Yeah,
to be a long
yeah,
meeting.
It'll definitely be a long meeting. I'm going to go just because I feel like I should. It's the first night for Dawn and Beth, and
Yeah.
and you know, it's not your first rodeo. You're just kind of but like I said, you were solidified, and it's a fresh new start.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that some of us go and support you all and just kind of say welcome. And so hopefully it's not all, you know, grumpiness,
Yeah.
and that some of it can be,
Yeah.
you know, good.
Yeah, and I was looking at Main Street. Main Street looks nice. Got the art splashes out. We got new flags,
Yes, the
American
flags
flags.
look
They look great.
Yes, they put those up this last weekend,
Yeah.
right? Or Friday, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome to see. I always love to see. Now, when does the big flag go up? It goes up
So that'll be
right before?
I think it'll go up. I think it's the Thursday before. Well, so when is the actual Memorial Day is what, Friday?
Yes.
The 30th. So it'll probably go up Wednesday or Thursday, I would think.
That's always my favorite.
Yeah.
I absolutely love to see it. I wish it could just hang there year round, but for many reasons it can't.
Yeah.
one, it wouldn't, the wind and the weather and the dirt and the dust and whatever, it just wouldn't be good
Well.
for it anyways. But I do love to see it hanging there. There's just something about it that's, I don't know, it just
Yeah,
makes you
if
feel
you watch
better.
the new flags that are on the poles, you watch by the time October rolls around, they're pretty dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was great to see new ones. Now, did the partnership head that up, or is it the Veterans Association?
The Veterans Association, Ron Tallman and that group, they do the flags. I think Tracy rustles up some help for them too. But
That's nice. And I know they'll start putting them at the cemeteries, the little ones.
Already
They'll start-
up.
They
They
are
did that.
all
Yep.
already up.
Yep, they did that, I think a week ago Saturday.
That takes a huge effort as well.
Yeah.
I know that a gentleman came, he was up at the polls and brought the flyer in regards
Whitney
to that.
Maxfield,
Yeah.
yes.
Nice guy.
Yep,
Came up to talk about that and invite you all to help
yep.
distribute those. Yeah, it was a good day up there.
It was, it
making
was.
hot dogs.
It was the last day, it was nice out, I think. It hit 80 that day, and look, now it's only about 45.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. I had to put a sweater on and I put a jacket in the car. I was so pissed. Come on. I don't know what is wrong with Mother Nature.
I've
but
got my fall jacket and a raincoat in the
Yeah,
back seat of my
just-
car.
just in
Ah,
case.
Jeez.
yes, she is super pissed off. That's all I know. And she has been for a couple of years now. I mean, come on, give us a break. But so invite everyone. We invite people to attend city council. It's super important for people to get involved and not everybody has to go in person
Yeah.
by any means. First of all, they couldn't even hold that many people in there
Yeah.
in person. But it's just like voting. It's easy to attend. It's easy to attend any meeting, whether it be council or committee or commission meetings. They're all available on Zoom. So tune in. They post the links right on the city website. We post it. It's also on the city Facebook page. And if you don't get to watch it Tuesday night, at least watch it when you can. We always post the video the next day. It's on YouTube.
Yep.
It's on CBTV. So there are many ways that you can watch the council meeting. And just remember, if you are participating by Zoom, that and they say, don't be talking in the chat group and start, being a pain in the ass there, because it's not acceptable any more than it would be acceptable if you were sitting in the chambers.
Right.
So just be respectful, but tune in so that you know what's happening. We know a lot of people, they have a whole lot to say about a lot of things, but they don't tune in.
Right.
And the J.J. Newberry building is a perfect example of people that were convinced that the city was going to spend $400,000 of taxpayer money, and they were, that the city was buying the building, and that wasn't the case at all. And a simple, literal attendance at the meeting, at least read through the minutes, would have given the full explanation that it was BADC. BADC is not the city. They're a nonprofit that is just all about building the city and for its vitality and its strength and its health and everything about it. And but people don't know what it is,
Right.
but they're willing to freak out about it. So just start attending and tune in once in a while. Don't watch the whole thing. Watch pieces that you want to watch. That's the beauty of it all, right? Just like
Yep.
this podcast. You can watch it or you don't have, but you don't have to. You can fast forward it. You can delete it. You can do whatever you want with it. But when it comes to city stuff, know what's happening and get involved as much as you can.
And, you don't have to, run for city council to get involved. You can get on a committee. I'm sure there's still committees that are looking for people, for volunteer help. I think think they're still looking for some people for the recreation committee, because that's kind of fallen off quite a bit. I don't know if the cemetery committee's filled up, but you can check online, city
I think
committees.
I saw a couple of appointments. I think Sandy Roos is going to the
Police advisory, yes.
And I can't remember. I saw a couple of others as well. Yeah.
Oh, there was a couple being reappointed to the traffic committee, I think it was.
Johnny says, yeah, I was one of those people that thought the city was paying for it. I was wrong. But one of many, Johnny, because so many people really thought that. And when you read through the comments, the majority of people really felt that the city of Barrie was buying it. And it pissed them off. And hey, if I thought the city was buying it, I would have been pissed off too, because we all know we can't afford that, right?
Right.
If we were, we would have bought asphalt instead.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, but anyways, tune in tonight, and we will be back on Thursday.
Yep.
At noon.
Our new dates.
Yes.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, and maybe like next week we might do Monday, Wednesday. We're going to talk it out and
Yep.
see, because the meetings for us, it becomes a challenge. I had a meeting last night. You sometimes have meetings on Monday nights. Almost the majority of my meetings are Monday nights.
Yeah.
I have one meeting. The planning commission is on Thursday, the third Thursday of the month, but all my other meetings are Monday nights.
Yeah.
So, things get a little tight sometimes. Yeah. And Gianni says, it's actually a relief, and I want to help with the cause. So, see, good came out of that.
Yeah.
Us being big mouths, or me being a big mouth, and saying, that's not at all what's happening. So, we'll see you all on Thursday. And in the meantime, you can catch, you can catch the girls, I think, tomorrow night at 5:30. Lori will post usually. It all depends on what the games, how things are rolling with the softball, baseball, this, that, and the other. So it all depends. I know the last couple of weeks they've gone on Fridays, but just stay tuned, keep watching the page. We'll let you know what we're up to. Tonight, you could head on over to the Den and get a little line dancing in. They have the beginners class tonight, and then some karaoke. Do you sing?
Not me, thanks.
No?
No.
You don't sing?
No. I used to sing in a boys' choir at St. Monica's.
You did?
Yeah.
But you don't do the karaoke thing?
No.
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 You stay right away from that?
Yeah.
Line dancing?
No.
No. All right. Well, for all you others, you get right over to the Den tonight. Enjoy that. You could also enjoy the dinner at the American Legion every Tuesday night. They have a dinner there. This week it's meatball subs. They do like you to call ahead and reserve, just so that they know they have enough food. You can do that by calling 802-479-9058. And then the dinner for all is this Thursday night at the American Legion as well. So check that out. It's all right on our page, and we will see you all soon.